The Fox Virginia News at 10 is next. Tonight, a 3-year-old case against Sentara Healthcare now has a federal judge ruling in favor of the DOJ. We have that story.
There's a crisis that needs to be addressed to support the mental health and well-being of our healthcare workers.
Plus, we spoke with a local health organization why healthcare workers calling it quits across the country.
I'm the best candidate for the Democratic nomination because I have a strong body of work.
And the 7th District Congresswoman Abigail Spanberger paid us a visit here at our studio, sharing why she fits to be the state governor. Those details straight ahead. It's 10 o'clock, time for Fox Virginia News.
Now, Fox Virginia News at 10.
Well, good evening, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Alexia Williams.
And I'm Ashley Brooks. We'll come back to those stories in just a moment, but first, here's Travis with the Fastcast.
And now, your CBS 19 Weather Authority forecast from the Bright Star Care Charlottesville Weather Center.
A few light showers early this morning, followed by clouds for most of the day, although around mid to late afternoon is when we got those clouds to break apart and allow some sunshine to shine upon central Virginia, thus warming us into the lower 60s. It's a precursor of the amount of sunshine we have in the short-term forecast. Those clouds now long gone, and everybody in central Virginia, save the far eastern corners of Orange and Culpeper counties, are clear and rain-free. Your temperatures ranging from 51 in Charlottesville and Standardsville to 45 in Scottsville, 42 in Stanton, 50 in Orange, and 46 right now in Dillwyn. Lows tonight will settle around the 40-degree mark under mostly clear skies, and then a little disturbance tomorrow morning will provide a sun-cloud mix for the first part of the day. It gets out of here in the afternoon, giving us a full slate of sunshine for the second half of Friday. Warmer air in place means a high of 68 degrees, and it gets even warmer this weekend. We'll talk temperatures and more in just a couple of minutes.
Sounds good, Travis. Thank you. Well, our top story tonight, state police will be cracking down on speeding on I-64 with a special enforcement effort. Operation Disrupt will take place along all 299 miles of I-64 on April 3rd and 4th. The traffic enforcement effort will focus on distracted driving, impaired driving, speed compliance, and seatbelt safety. State police did a similar effort back in October and issued hundreds of tickets for reckless driving and speeding. So far this year, 165 people have died in crashes on Virginia roadways.
In Rockingham County, a traffic stop led to the discovery of 123 pounds of marijuana. That's according to a release from state police. The driver pulled over yesterday afternoon on I-81 for speeding and following too closely. During a search of the vehicle, troopers discovered multiple boxes containing the marijuana, which had an estimated street value of more than $500,000. The suspect, 45-year-old Jun Yan of New York, faces charges of possession with the intent to distribute. He's being held without bond at the Harrisonburg-Rockingham Regional Jail.
A federal judge has made a procedural ruling in favor of the Department of Justice in a 3-year-old case against Sentara Health that remains an ongoing investigation.
Sentara Health owns Optima Health and Sentara Martha Jefferson Hospital. The judge has ordered the company to comply with the DOJ's investigative demands that it has made to get a hold of documents. Our Fox Virginia's Garrett Witten has more on this. Hi, Garrett.
Ashley and Alexia, the judge issued this ruling in favor of the DOJ on March 8th. The DOJ has been investigating whether Sentara Health falsely claimed $665 million in Affordable Care Act subsidies by raising rates over 250% in 2017. Now that's according to the government. Sentara claims the rates were verified, then approved twice by Virginia regulators. The DOJ filed a petition last November requesting the judge order Sentara to turn over documents relevant to the investigation after, quote, failing to comply with lawfully issued civil investigative demands. In a statement sent to Fox Virginia News, Sentara says in part they have, quote, provided more than 27,000 documents and approximately 70 hours of interviews from 7 former and current employees to date in response to the DOJ's inquiry. Now, according to the petition, Sentara produced nearly 7,000 pages of new documents after the government took the sworn testimony of key witnesses. Now, the DOJ found out about the documents when they appeared in a Sentara PowerPoint presentation. It says these newly produced records include information that require further investigation, such as decisions made among executives. Now, in the same statement, Sentara says, quote, This recent ruling on procedural matters will help clarify the process moving forward, as it has for nearly 3 years. Sentara will continue to operate in good faith and looks forward to a resolution of this matter. Now, the judge has also ordered 2 Sentara executives to testify in the next 60 days. I have reached out to the DOJ for comment. They have yet to respond. In the studio, Garrett Witten, Fox Virginia News.
Thank you, Garrett, for that report. Well, according to the CDC, 46% of healthcare workers reported feeling burnt out in 2022. That's up from only 32% pre-COVID.
With the long hours and stressful situations, the CDC says health workers are facing a mental health crisis. Our Fox Virginia Sarah Allen spoke with a local organization that's working to put an end to the crisis.
There's a crisis that needs to be addressed to support the mental health and well-being of our healthcare workers.
Brother-in-law of Lorna Breen and CEO of the foundation, Corey Feist, says since COVID, the rates of harassment of healthcare workers have doubled, burnout is still on the rise, and the intent of leaving the field is growing exponentially.
During COVID, 100,000 nurses in this country left the profession.
And it's only expected to get worse.
The nursing industry is anticipating another 900,000 nurses leaving the profession in the next 10 years.
Dr. Lorna Breen died by suicide back in April of 2020, and Feist says one of her biggest concerns came even before her days as an ER doctor.
And what she was worried most about were questions that appear on her licensing application, in her hospital employment application, which all ask overly broad questions about her mental health history.
Her concern led them to start Impact Wellbeing, their joint campaign with the CDC, with a mission to ensure healthcare workers won't be penalized for these questions.
One of the things that is included in this Impact Wellbeing campaign with the CDC are tools for hospital systems to take a look at the questions that they're asking and make sure that they're not violating the Americans with Disabilities Act.
They're already making an impact. Just last year, changing the law here in Virginia.
No longer is a day where a health worker in Virginia will be asked a question on their licensing application about their prior mental health state. We know that that alone will save lives.
The Impact Wellbeing campaign is also working to provide more counseling inside of hospitals and overall normalize the conversation of getting help when needed. In Charlottesville, Sarah Allen, Fox Virginia News.
UVA School of Medicine students have discovered that a gene on the Y chromosome in men may lead to heart failure. UVA professor Kenneth Walsh says about 40% of men by the age 70 experience Y chromosome loss. Back in 2022, Walsh's team discovered that this loss can contribute to scarring on the heart, which can eventually be deadly. Walsh says the heart failure stems from the chromosome loss in immune cells.
When the Y chromosome is lost from immune cells, the immune cells, it interferes with immune cells and how they interact with certain types of organs, such as the heart, the kidney, the lung, etc.
The discovery is only a small part of the focus of Walsh's lab. He says that the bigger picture here is finding that more diseases are directly related to sex chromosomes rather than hormones.
The race to succeed Governor Youngkin is starting early, and one local office holder is engaging in a listening tour all around Virginia.
7th District Congresswoman Abigail Spanberger telling our Fox Virginia's Felicity Taylor why she's the better Democratic candidate over Richmond Mayor LeVar Stoney.
I'm the best candidate for the Democratic nomination because I have a strong body of work. I have real laws that I have put in place that are directly responsive to the needs of people across the 7th District, but the larger Commonwealth of Virginia.
7th District Representative Abigail Spanberger is in the early days of her gubernatorial campaign, but she says she's a seasoned competitor.
I've only ever won large, expansive, difficult races.
She says in her trips out of the 7th District, Virginians mostly talk to her about public schools.
The challenges that their kids have faced, issues of behavioral health impacting our kids, challenges of school administrators and educators as we, face a problem that impacts so many states across the country, which is recruiting teachers and retaining teachers.
She shares the same concerns. She's the mother of 3 school-aged girls.
We're also ranked 49th in the country for what we spend per pupil on our public schools.
While an increase in taxes may not be needed, Spanberger says a change in the way money is allocated is.
Every dollar that we invest in our public school education right now is an investment in growing our economy, in attracting businesses.
She says education is directly correlated to infrastructure, which she tells CBS 19 is her second major priority.
Like broadband connectivity or roads and bridges, so you can, either connect to digital resources or not spend days and days of your life on the road. Ensuring that anyone who wants to start or build a business, small, medium, or large, can do that here.
Felicity Taylor, Fox Virginia News.
Shipping companies are scrambling to try and figure out what to do while the Port of Baltimore is still closed.
Coming up, we'll tell you the economic fallout of the Key Bridge collapse after we check in on the forecast with Travis.
We'll see more sunshine the next several days than we had the last few. Temperatures get warmer. A little rain this weekend, though. Talk about it after this.